Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. How's everyone doing? Guys, hey, Bitcoin's chilling. We are at $88,100, just below 88.5, looking good. The 88.5 is that 50 EMA on the 4 hour. Allegedly, that's where we need to close above for a medium time frame bull, which looks good. Dominance is sticking below 60, which is awesome. So far, we've got a successful rejection right there. That's what I like to see. Little M formation. We're finding some midpoint support in between 59 and 60. Hopefully, we'll break below that and continue to the downside, get some relief for our altcoins. Bitcoin down 0.32% on the day. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. Pretty quiet. Pretty quiet day. Yeah, see? It's the market maker thing. We've got 88,832. I'm just going to put these 2 points on there. And I bet that is where we stay until tomorrow afternoon. 87,485. Oops, that's awkward. There we go, 87,485. Okay. So yeah, that's where we've been this entire time. Since the weekend started, we've been stuck here. And we're going to stay stuck there. For some reason, I'm assuming it's an Asian market thing, whatever it is. Because the Asian market opens on Monday for them, which is our Sunday. And we're suddenly, all of those liquidation points are gone. And we have like proper weekend trading. It's just interesting to me how long this has been going on. I don't really understand it. Yeah, look at that. That's huge. That's crazy. Anyways, yeah, Bitcoin looks good. Very chill. Very sideways. Although, as much as I would like to break above these liquidation points, there's nothing really much we can do, to be honest. A lot of wicks. The wicks are scary a little bit. Got some selling pressure. But we got some buy pressure right here, so that's good. RSI potentially... Actually, that is a cross. We did cross bearish on the RSI. We'll see if we can get back above that, or if we're going to continue to the downside with that. ETH is down 0.11% on the day. Very similar action to Bitcoin. We're seemingly rejecting 3K right now, but we're not really dropping with any conviction, which is good. We've got a potential bounce off the moving average with the RSI. Positive money flow, still consistent since the beginning of the month. Red dot on the momentum wave, which is very slightly pulling us down. But like I said, there's no conviction with this sell-off, if you can even call it that. So I'm not too worried about it. Solana is down 0.52%, sticking in its little range right here. We got a nice, well-established range. We'll see if we can break above that and then eventually get back above our neckline, our legacy neckline. We are coiling up really in between these two levels on Solana, which I feel like we've been doing for quite some time. So it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes to actually get above that with some conviction. That is a big range that we've literally been in since March of 2024. We had 2 fake outs above, but other than that, it's pretty quiet. Pretty quiet, pretty chill. Go back down to the 4 hour, zoom in here. We got 125.17 on the price. Like I said, if we do continue down, I am looking for $100, but I would hope that we could hold at least the lower trend line around 110, 113. Total 3 is down 0.22% on the day. We got a nice bounce off my $800 billion slightly bullish bottom guess, which is nice. And we'll have to see if we can get back to this yellow trend line. We got, I guess, either a bearish cross or a bounce coming off that moving average. We'll see which one happens on the RSI. Positive money flow. Again, I don't know how that applies to total 3, but there's positive money flow. And we do have 2 confirmed green dots at our Pico lows right here. One of them's right here, and the other one is right here. So those are both pretty relevant, actually. We'll see if that results in some significant upside. ADA is down 1.15% on the day, currently trading at 36.87. We rejected twice at 38.04. Little double top situation here. Let's see if we can hold above this yellow, orange-yellow trend line. Otherwise, I would look for 36 to hold. Volume could be a little bit better. We did get a bearish cross over the moving average in the RSI. We've had negative money flow since December 11th, and a red dot on the momentum wave pointing to the downside. So we might have some temporary downside here. SNEC is down 3.35%, currently trading at 0.001. See if we can stay above that 0.001. Not a whole lot going on here. It just looks like it's struggling to get above 11. We got a wick right here as well, indicative of some selling pressure. That is specific to MXC though, so keep that in mind. Let's see if we can eventually get back above this yellow trend line. XRP, chilling. I would love to see XRP, like I said, above $2. If it does curl over here, then I would fully expect it to touch the lower trend line down here. Maybe $1.70 can hold. But we'll see what plays out. We do have a red dot in the momentum wave, and a potential either bounce or bearish cross over the moving average and the RSI coming into play. Lunk. This looks like it has potential to curl up, but it's also pretty quiet. I don't know. I would love to see it reclaim this, whatever that, however many zeros this 6 level is. Get a nice 50% pump. H-bar, not really too much going on. I'm going to skip a bunch of these. We're going to go straight to Avalanche. Avalanche got a surprising ETF news today, which is exciting. We'll see if that results in anything in the longer term. We also got a confirmed green dot on Market Cipher back here. So we'll see if that stays relevant. I like the lower trend line here that we are kind of establishing a little fake out to the downside. Can we get back above this longer term legacy trend line? It's a very, very long term ascending trend line. I think it goes back to August of 2024, maybe even earlier. That might be the one that, no, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. That's the one that goes back for like forever. Yeah, look at this thing, goes all the way back to December of 2020. So that's a nice trend line that I would love to get back above. It's gonna be a big deal if we do. So we'll keep an eye on that. Back to the 4-hour. Chainlink is down 0.08% on the day, seemingly rejecting 1268, finding support at 1239. We're kind of coiling up in between these two trend lines. We'll see if we break up or down. Could be anyone's game. We got a confirmed green dot on Market Cipher back here. Might be in place still. Red dot in the momentum wave. Money flow just switched positive. Like that just happened. So that's actually really exciting. See if it stays that way. Chainlink looks good. And silver. Silver's up another 2.57% on the day, currently trading at 67.1530. I guess we'll have to see what this looks like during the week. As I said before, we do have bearish divergence, so keep an eye out on that. That is going to result eventually it results in higher price over time and lower RSI over time. So it's kind of like the best case scenario bearish div. You do have a confirmed red dot on Market Cipher though from Wednesday. I don't know if that's, I think it's invalidated now, but who knows. DXY getting a little recovery here, 98.71. Hopefully that's just a little interim recovery in a longer term downtrend. We like when the DXY drops. That makes our asset prices increase. You do have a green dot back here, and then it is actually above, so that might be relevant right now. I have to wait and see. MicroStrategy up 4.16 since yesterday. So nothing really crazy. Obviously, it's not going to change during the weekend. But come Monday, I would like to see it get back above 167.47. I think that's kind of necessary. NASDAQ, looking good. I'm really excited for this to open on Monday as well. I would love to see it continue to the upside. Same with the S&P. S&P actually kind of decoupling from the fractal a little bit early to my liking, but I do like number go up. I do like number go up. Dominance 59.54. It looks like it's going to try to drop. We'll see what happens. Don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. News. This is going to be a short stream today, so nothing crazy going on really. I want to get to my food. Been thinking about ramen all day with some meatballs or something in it. Been getting a little crazy. Look on chain. This is more of a PSA. When you guys do transfers, especially if you're moving $50 million, be careful. You got to be a little patient. You got to be a little thorough when you're moving $50 million. A victim lost $50 million due to a copy-paste address mistake. Before transferring $50 million, the victim sent 50 as a test to his own address. And he just copy-pasted this address. The scammer immediately spoofed a wallet with the same first and last 4 characters and performed an address poisoning attack. Since many wallets hide the middle part of the address with ... to make the user interface look better, many users often copy the address from transaction histories and usually only check the starting and ending letters. This victim likes to do the same. When transferring the remaining 49,999,950 USDT, the victim copied the fake address from the transaction history. As a result, 49,999,950 USDT went straight to the scammer, a painful lesson. Always double check the address before making a transfer. Don't copy addresses from your transaction history for convenience. Yeah, that's crazy. It actually looks the same. F8B5, F8B5. Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine doing that, dude. That would suck so bad. $50 million. Hopefully that wasn't all their money. Elon Musk becomes the first person in history to surpass a $750 billion net worth. Is he going to be the first trillionaire? That's going to be crazy, dude. U.S. House of Representatives draft bill to exempt crypto stablecoin transactions under $200 from capital gains taxes. Ooh, okay. I like that. Marty Party posted, people calling for low numbers are wishing for low numbers. Either they lost it all and became haters and fudders, they are short, or they exited and want lower entries. Wish away. Love it. Kobe SU later posted, what happened to the EU? The US now has over 6 times more startups than the European Union, with a combined value that is 2.2 trillion higher. Even China is running laps on the EU with more than double their startup value. And if you take Stripe out of the EU, which is only included for technical purposes due to their Dublin HQ, the EU loses 15% of their total startup value. Innovation in Europe is basically non-existent. That's actually crazy. Elon Musk, again, net worth surges to a record $749 billion after Delaware's Supreme Court reinstates his 2018 pay package. He is now worth 3 times the second richest person in the world. That's crazy. When does he actually get the money? That's crazy. The quality of U.S. economic data continues to deteriorate. The current population survey response rate, which the BLS uses to calculate the unemployment rate, is down to 64%, the lowest on record. This is even lower than the brief drop seen during the 2020 pandemic. Since the start of 2020, the response rate has fallen 30 points. To put this into perspective, the response rate was over 90% before 2012. In other words, fewer people are answering this survey. The BLS uses to measure unemployment, labor force participation, full-time and part-time jobs, and other key metrics. As a result, labor market estimates are relying on less complete information and may be less accurate. What is happening here? It doesn't benefit people to do these surveys. The U.S. has apprehended an oil tanker in Venezuela that is claimed to be used in funding narco-terrorism. That's pretty crazy. Breaking, U.S. margin debt jumped $30 billion in November to a record $1.21 trillion. This marks the 7th consecutive monthly increase. During the same time, margin debt has surged $364 billion, or 43%. Adjusted for inflation, margin debt rose 2% month over month and 32% year over year, to the highest level on record. Meanwhile, margin debt as a percentage of the M2 money supply has jumped to 5.5%, the highest since 2007. Outside 2007, the only other time when margin debt and M2 was higher was during the 2000 .com bubble. Market leverage is skyrocketing. That is actually crazy. 2007 is right before the 2008 housing financial crisis, and 2000 .com bubble, that one speaks for itself. That's crazy. Japan's inflation outbreak. Inflation in Japan rose 2.9% year over year in November, the second highest reading since July. Core inflation, which excludes prices of fresh food, rose 3% year over year. This marks the 44th consecutive month with inflation above the Bank of Japan's target rate of 2%. Additionally, rice inflation remains at a whopping 37.1% year over year, As a result, the Bank of Japan signaled after raising rates on Friday that further hikes are likely. The central bank also said that underlying inflation is still gradually increasing. The fight against inflation in Japan is far from over. Honestly, with our little bout raising rates, Tishu said, yo, after our stream, did something happen? No, I just didn't stream during the day. With our bout of raising rates and inflation, I feel like that doesn't work. They need to figure something else out, or maybe do something along with raising rates. Arthur Hayes, this kind of cracked me up. Arthur Hayes says that alt season never stopped. Traders just missed the winners. That would crack me up because what winners were there? Solana and BNB? That's quite unimpressive. Bitmine completed 66% of their goal to acquire 5% of the ETH supply. That's crazy. Unfortunately, I think that needs to be specified 5% of the circulating ETH supply because I don't think that there's a supply cap on Ethereum. A copy-paste slip sent nearly 50 million USDT to a scam address. Address poisoning plants look alike wallets in your history. Avoid it by checking the full address using whitelists and copying only from the original source. Yeah, that's insane. This one's kind of cracked me up too. Sam Bankman-Fried is now a jailhouse power broker, doling out legal advice from behind bars. Who? First of all, what legal advice does he have to offer? He's in jail. Why would you ever take, like, that seems like the last place you would take legal advice from, you know what I mean? Gemini joined 125 plus companies urging Congress to keep the Genius Act as it was written. These parties believe that changes would undermine legal stablecoin rewards and innovation. 7 billion in shorts will be wiped out if Bitcoin can add 10K. Van Eck filed for an Avalanche ETF. Hell yeah. Paolo Arduino, the CEO of Tether, he said, Tether is hiring a lead software engineer for our mobile, crypto, and AI-powered wallets. What are they cooking? Yeah, anything they touch, I'm going to definitely pay attention to. The total USDC supply lost 1.2 billion coins in the past 7 days. That's actually crazy. Despite 4 out of 5 days being red, the Bitcoin ETF still saw a weekly net inflow of 57.3 million. Interesting. Bitwise filed with the SEC for a spot SWI ETF. Stock Money Lizards posted, a lot of the current bear market vibes aren't structural weakness. A big contributor to this is weak price action is tax loss selling. End of year mechanics, investors sell losers to offset gains, books get cleaned, pressure is temporary, not directional. This flow expires with the calendar. Once tax loss selling ends and capital resets in January, liquidity comes back online. Historically, that's when sentiment flips again. Stay tuned. We will see. White House official says there is an accumulation plan for the U.S. government to buy more Bitcoin. Very cool. Tether is developing mobile Bitcoin and crypto wallet powered by AI, according to its CEO. That's actually quite exciting. Kind of reiterating what we heard earlier. We got Ben Cowan kind of talking about how he doesn't really believe in what he told himself in the past. The last 3 cycles for Bitcoin all lasted around the same amount of time. 1,067 days, 1,059 days, 1,062 days. Sometimes the simplest indicators are the best. Unfortunately for him, there's like years of him repeating extended cycle diminishing returns kind of rhetoric that apparently he just threw out the window now. He forget that ever existed. Bull Theory posted 2025 performance. Silver up 130%, gold 65%, copper 35%, NASDAQ 20%, S&P 500 16%, Russell 2000 13%, Bitcoin minus 6%, Ethereum minus 12%, altcoins minus 42%. The crypto market is now officially the worst performing asset in 2025. Oh, did you guys see the fight with Jake Paul and what's his name, Joshua Johnson or something like that? He broke his jaw. Check this out. Ready? He gets him in the stomach and then boom. Watch his face. Oh, wow. Yeah, he got effed up. This dude is built like a brick shit house. Like, we watched probably a good hour of it last night just for fun. And literally, Jake kept, like, he was doing a good job. He'd plant his feet and then he'd swing. And because the dude was, like, not moving, he would make contact. And then his arm would pull his body down because guy he was hitting was not moving, like not even one iota. He just would go bam, and then he'd pull himself down to the ground. He did that so many times. He was trying to land like a butterbean like knockout, but it was not working, man. He got decimated. That was crazy. Tesla scores highest weekly closing price in history. Turkish lira falls to an all-time low against the U.S. dollar. Japanese yen hits weakest level against the U.S. dollar since January. Stocks, or mid-cap stocks, now trading at their cheapest valuation in history relative to the S&P 500. I am going to be loading up on mid-cap stocks just because of this metric alone. The odds of January rate cut have fallen to just 22%. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Portfolio update. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio currently down 55.6%. Meme coin portfolio down 621, 62.1%. Narrative portfolio down 243. Let's see. 48.6%. And the perfect entry portfolio down 471, 47.1%. And that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is chilling. 88,133. We will see where the market is tomorrow. I'm going to call it. I'm going to go get some food. Like I said, short stream today. Had to make it. We've been going consistent for over a year now, so I'm going to stream every single day that I can until I can't. And then when I can't, who knows? Who knows how the schedule will change. But as always, when Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Happy Saturday and good night.